Ready? All right. I'm here with Jared Vanderaa, heavyweight fighter for Fierce Fighting Champion, here at Team Quest Athletic Center in Hemet, California.
You really had to look that up?
No, I didn't have to look that up, but and you know what else I noticed? I noticed I'm here. I also train here, right? And I'm wearing another gym shirt.
That's I wear other gym shirts here now on the bitch, so I know, like, this is a rarity to actually see me wear a Quest shirt while coaching.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's fair.
Like, a lot of people don't, like, I don't believe in like pushing like logos and stuff like that. Big reason is, one, if you kind of like dip out for whatever reason, like you have a bunch of shirts that you might not ever wear again. And if you go to another gym, they get fucking weird, like, oh, you can't be wearing another gym. So I'm just like, yo, if it's a shirt, it's a fucking shirt.
Yeah.
Wear it. So, like, I don't push it. Like, yes, do we have clothing for stuff? Obviously. But I'm not like, you must wear it. Especially when it comes to fucking geese. I'm not gonna tell you to put my logo on your fucking gi. That shit's way too goddamn expensive. And, like, I grew up in the sport, broke, poor. I literally had to walk to like 2 miles, I think it was, to train every fucking day. And the last thing I wanted to do was, oh, you have to buy this shirt, you have to buy that shirt. It's like, bitch, I'm walking, I'm poor, I barely work enough to like afford the membership. Like, the last thing I want to do is buy a t-shirt just because it's uniform. It's like, I'm poor.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so Friday, 31st is a big day for you. You want to talk about that? What's going on then?
I don't want to talk about it. I want to like crawl into my feelings and cry. But if we have to, I'm going to like look someone in the eye, and they're going to look me in the eye, and we're going to just hug.
Okay.
Like, it's going to just be a lot of hugging, a lot of holding. You know, he might be throwing some kisses at me. I want to try to like miss them, like, and some bump and grind, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
What? Wait a minute. So you got you're defending your heavyweight title on the 31st. Might be some kisses. This is not a rematch, as I just learned, right?
It's not a rematch.
Not a rematch. Is there any plans to give that guy a second run?
If that's what they offer, I don't say no to fights. Like, kind of my MO, and maybe not always the best. Like, I like fighting way more than a lot of people I think realize. Like, a lot of people think that, like, oh, you have to get paid, you have to make them smart fights. I'm like, bitch, we're in the fight business, fight.
Yeah.
Like, don't always like try to find matchups and stuff like that. Like, yes, like when you're in off season, instead of just trying to focus on like the 3 things that you're good at during camp and stuff, use the off season to fucking train to get better at everything. I am so tired of seeing fighters like take 6 months off and then only train when they get into camp, and they're like, oh, I feel rested. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. Like, you took the last 6 months off. I would like to be rested too. But I'm like, I'm in here learning all the shitty shit that I suck at and trying to prove so I suck a little less at it. And like, especially now, like, we're getting to the point where you can't just be like, oh, he's really great at grappling. Like, bitch, we all are great at grappling. We all stepped up our game. It's not just him now, it's all of us. And it's like, yeah, some dudes are just a tad bit better. But now we're at a point where he's a tad bit better. Now we have to push ourselves a tad bit better. Oh, he's really great at striking. Yes, bitch. We gotta get better too. Oh, he's good at wrestling. Like, find yourself the closest D1 college and be like, hey, can I jump in? Like, we all have to push ourselves to get better at this sport, and because of the level increased so much, especially it being worldwide, that I think that, like, I try to have that mentality that we have to constantly grow. And so, yeah, like, I go in there and feel like I've grown a lot, even since my last fight, because this camp, I've had everything worked out. I've trained harder for this fight. Not any shame on the last one, but it's just this fight, I want to make sure I go in there Basically, hit him up with a ditty, and then get out.
Hit him up with the ditty. You're gonna meat meal him? Oh wow.
Canceled.
Yeah. Who are you training with for this champ? Or
All right. The King of Showers, Danilo Marquez, the PFL fighter. My boy Ozzy Diaz. He just slapped someone around like 2 Fridays ago. So in LFA, and then my boy Marius made his pro debut, but he's a judo black belt. He likes throwing people around.
okay.
I know, shocker, right? The black belt in judo, throwing people around. Oh God.
And what gym is this at?
This is in Kings, in Huntington Beach. I live in this hellhole called Hemet.
Hey, better than LA. I'll say that on camera.
But those tacos, though, in LA,
It's a give and take.
yeah, no, we have some good ass tacos here, too. So shockingly, for like being a weird hole in Southern California, we got a few good tacos here.
Yeah. Like Taco Bell.
That's insulting, sir.
Canceled.
You could get shot.
Oh man.
But yeah, no. So I do my morning commutes on average about 2 to 2.5 hours every fucking day. And because of that, I drive a very masculine car, like the car that pulls all the bitches, a Prius.
Oh yeah. Economical.
Yeah, I mean, when gas prices shot to like $5.50, I wasn't crying too bad.
For real. I'm lucky my truck takes E85. That's like $2 in some places.
Yeah, like some people got fucked when it was like $5.50, so I'm feeling alright.
Man, 550 is crazy. All right. If it weren't for fighting, what would you be doing? What else are you good at, if anything at all?
Okay, if I was good, I think if I could sing, I would actually do that. I'm a huge music fucking junkie, like fucking huge.
Like outside the shower?
Oh, no, in the shower, I'm wearing all the gloves, like Golden God Awards, all of it. But no, I'm a huge music person, so I don't know if it'd be like singing. I write a lot. A lot of my writing is in the style of like song lyrics and stuff like that.
Okay.
So I definitely would go somewhere in that realm, I think. And before people are like, oh, it's a hard industry. Yeah, bitch, I know. Like, I'm a fan. And you know what else is a fucking hard industry to break into? I don't know, MMA. Fuck it, now I've done that shit too. So I think I have the know-how to push myself during the hard fucking times to try to fucking make it. And I don't know, I do correlate a lot of fighting, a lot of that stuff with other artists, because you always get that like one artist that has like that big hit song. For me, like I'm that one hit wonder. Like I have my fight with Toph. Everyone brings them like, oh, Toph and fight, fucking one hit wonder. Best way to put it. And like I'm just like, okay, now I want to make more music. I want to make them fucking I want to make a few platinum albums in a sense.
Yeah.
And yeah, like so for me, music is one of those things where I correlate. Like nothing stresses me out more than fight week than getting asked, what's your walkout song? You
Really?
want
That stresses you out?
yes, like oh my god, so I got asked yesterday. You have to let me know by 5 tomorrow what's your walkout song. My god, did that fucking one of the options was Bloodhound Gang, The Bad Touch, because I'm like, oh yeah, I'm going full diddler on this guy, so why not?
Wait, they give you options? You can't just request?
No. Like I give myself options because I'm a huge like music person, so I have to narrow it down to like something I want to walk out to.
Yeah.
So I went Bloodhound Gang. I thought about Electric Callboy. If you kind of know the music of these artists, you're like they're kind of the thing. There it is. I did settle on Electric Callboy though. It was Electric Callboy. Every Time We Touch.
Okay.
the cover of Cascada.
Okay.
So I went that. I was stuck between that one and We Have the Moves. See, like, I would love to do that one if I went with a full bowl cut haircut.
I was just thinking about that right now. Whatever song that was. Oh man. And I still think Angel from the gym, you gotta get a bowl cut. You're already there.
He's like one like good lineup away.
That would be funny though. Who was that UFC fighter that walked out and requested the Halo theme song but got Halo from Beyonce?
Mike Perry.
Oh my god. And he started singing it too. That
Yeah.
was great. That was great.
I was like, see, that has fucked me up mentally in a few fights.
Really?
Yeah, like I'm like, that's not my song, that's not my, and I just tank. Especially my
Damn.
amateur years. Now, like when I got into the UFC, I might get trouble for this, but someone in there is not a fan of heavy music. So when like songs that I do not feel are heavy, like Terabyte, I wanted to come out to a song called Boogeyman. And I think I was fighting around Halloween, so it was just appropriate.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was the gunshot and the person screaming, "Oh no, don't kill me, pop pop," or just the lyric content in general, or it was quote unquote just too heavy. And I'm just like, damn, I don't know. Like, it's a great fucking song, it's one of my favorites, but still. And so yeah, that one kind of just bummed me out. So I've gone down to the point where the regional scene, I can get a little bit more freedom. Between those two, there was also Immortal the Disfigurement, Drug Into the Inferno. I came out to that a few times. And this can't, I almost leaned on that one completely because my debut at 205 I lost coming up to that song. And one of the things I'm doing in this camp is every little ritual that I've felt that held me back from winning, I'm kind of going into that.
Okay.
All the things that I thought were going to make me lose, and I'm going to win this fight. Like, my first, 3 losses, I wore red shorts. And so I've correlated red shorts with losing. And I'm like, you know what, fuck that. I've, 2 of those fights, I beat the dog shit out of the other person. And the judges just gave it to the hometown guy.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm gonna go in there, I'm gonna beat the hometown guy wearing red fucking shorts, and I'm gonna win this fucking fight.
Oh, so you're trying to...
I'm purposely going into all these, quote unquote, things that I did to make me lose.
Yeah.
To kind of prove to myself it's not that, it's the hard work that I put in that made me win this fight.
Okay, that's cool. So I've never seen this side of you, I don't think, but you consider yourself a wee bit superstitious.
I try not to be, but there's just, there's those times where you feel like all the correlations all planned out. You're like, fuck this, and I feel like maybe because I'm just an angry person half the time that it plays the factor. So I'm just like, you know what, fuck it, I'm gonna do it this way, and I'm gonna try to do it to the best of my ability to make me happy.
Yeah.
To kind of prove myself wrong. It's not this, it's the time, the effort, all the skill that I put in to get here. And so that's kind of, I'm just trying to prove myself that, when I was in the UFC, I had really bad imposter syndrome. I never thought I was supposed to be alone. And I have one of those childhood stories where, mommy and daddy weren't there. I, grew up around drugs. I was abused. I wasn't supposed to make it. I was statistically, me graduating high school was absurd. And for me to get to the UFC was just completely oh, you'll never make it. The amount of people that told me oh, kiss that dream goodbye, you'll amount to nothing. And so, and it's funny, ever since I left the UFC, those people have came back. Oh, you'll never get there again, And I'm just you know what? Maybe I missed you. I needed to prove to some of you guys, fuck you again.
Yeah.
So, and I think the one person I need to say fuck you to is myself, with feeling that I don't belong. Because I fucking do. I can be beat the fuck out of a lot of people. Like, I hear people like, oh, you would never fight John Jones. Yeah, the fuck I would. And I don't think I'd be scared to fight him. Like, I saw what my boy Dominic Reyes did to him. And you know what? Me and Dom trained a lot together for that fucking fight. So to tell me that I don't feel like I have the confidence to go in there, it's fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I'll go in there. I might lose. But who fucking knows? I might give that motherfucker a run for his money. But now, yeah, like likely, is it going to happen? No, I think he's going to get his ass stomped out by Stipe. And Stipe is going to retire. Look, the dude's the go of the heavyweight division. And I would like to see him sell in the sunset with that win. Just to like haunt him. Be the girl that he never could get. That would be fucking amazing.
So, okay.
I know that was a lot, I'm sorry.
Alright, just who are you taking in this fight? Jones or Pereira? Not saying they are, or
They're not, because
hypothetically.
Jones is fighting Stipe. That's
Is that is going to be his last fight?
I believe so. I think both of them. Yeah, because I guess like Jones is like upset because Dustin Poirier is making this his last fight. I think it's Islam.
Oh,
And he was like, oh, I will, like, he like made a little comment and implied that it's like, oh, you stole my idea type of thing.
yeah. So hypothetically speaking, though, if Pereira went up to heavyweight, because I don't see Jones going back down, who do you think takes that fight?
I think Jones could possibly do it, but I think Jones wins that fight against Pereira because Jones is a better wrestler. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, I think Alex can knock him out, but Jones is just, he is Jones. So, but like with Stipe, a lot of people underestimate Stipe. A lot of people do not give that motherfucker credit. And don't get me wrong, I don't think Jones is. I think Jones is smart enough. He's been in the game long enough to not disrespect Stipe. Well, a lot of fans are, and to be honest, I don't see this fight going anywhere but to decision.
Really?
I don't think Jones is going to have an easy time trying to take Stipe down. And I mean, Jones does have a arsenal of submissions, so I think Stipe is defending those submissions, defending the takedown, and I think the striking is going to be very interesting to see.
Yeah. But you think mostly it's going to be a ground game?
I think Jones's goal is to make it a ground game, but I think Stipe can stop a lot of his ground games.
Okay.
And like Stipe has always been underestimated. Even when he fought Francis the first time, no one thought Stipe was going to wrestle fuck Francis. Everyone was like, "Oh, Stipe lost. Goodbye, Stipe." And
Yeah.
Stipe was like, "Take that bitch." Yeah.
Okay, so with that being said, one of the questions I end up talking a lot of with other people is like a good base for your fight game, like whether it's wrestling, jiu-jitsu mixed with Muay Thai, boxing, or whatever it is. So I had on my last interview was with Alex, is our wrestling coach,
Yeah.
and he says wrestling would be a really important base for somebody's fight game. What is your
Bias.
Yeah, he is a wrestling coach. Yeah.
No, so I don't disagree, but I would say a little bit more something like along the lines of sambo and catch wrestling, where you have the ability to take someone down and submit them.
That's
I think,
what catch wrestling is.
yeah.
Okay.
But sambo, some sambo you can strike in it too, so it's a little bit more well-rounded in all areas. But I think having one of those where you can take down, so that's why sambo I think is very important, because you can take down someone, you can learn how to control someone, and be able to submit them. Whereas wrestling, you can hold the fuck out of somebody and they ain't going anywhere. But then when it comes to striking, I'm more leaning a little bit more towards Muay Thai than boxing, because out of all the boxers I have fought, I have beaten predominantly all of them. There's technically only one boxer I have lost to, and that was Waldo Cortez. I feel like I fucked up his last name. Sorry. But if I talked to one of his coaches after the fight, I was walking, I was enjoying my time with my family, Me and the wifey went out to eat with the kids. He couldn't walk.
Yeah.
So, I mean, who really wouldn't fight?
But those leg kicks, I'm assuming, feel great.
They're fucking, they're crisp.
So, okay, I don't know about anybody else's Instagram feed, but mine, what shows up a lot are people making videos. I don't know if they really think this way or if it's just for views or whatever, but it's always a boxer versus a Muay Thai guy. And they're always putting boxer as a winner. Where do you fall with that?
I follow with the Muay Thai being a winner, considering I have beaten the fuck out of boxers in MMA by leg kicking. Like, every boxer thinks they could take a leg kick until they get kicked in the fucking leg. Like, okay, I am a firm believer of this. Like you'll see this more, boxer versus MMA fighter. You see all these MMA fighters like, oh, I'm gonna box. Bitch, stay in your lane. Stay in your fucking lane. Do not go into a boxer's house and be like, I'm gonna out. No, the fuck you ain't. No. Like, the boxers hit harder. Why? Because that's all they fucking do.
Yeah.
Is they only fucking box. And, like, cool. Like, that's all they do. I am fine with that. You know, like I'm not gonna, you'll never hear me like, oh, I'm gonna out fucking box fucking Tyson Fury. Fuck that shit. I will get killed. But now if Tyson Fury decided to come to MMA, I'm fucking up Tyson Fury. I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna leg kick the fuck out of you.
Just spam it.
I was like, calf kicks all day.
Yeah.
And then, you know what? One of the calf kicks, one of the leg kicks, maybe even a jab. Shoot it. What the fuck, man? You're gonna sprawl, take your back. I was like, diddler time. Like,
Oil checker.
oil checker all the way.
And then what do you tell us every Friday for sparring? You said we always get one. Oh
yeah, and like I make a joke about this, but there is some truth to this. You always get one free nut shot per fight. Like, it's dumb to say, but like I've even heard refs say like, "Hey, just remember, you get one nut shot." I'm like, "Bitch, like you don't even remind me. Don't remind him either."
I didn't know that was a thing.
Yeah, like some of it comes from the safety aspect, but some of it does come from like, hey, like if you're not like throwing a dick kick to like punt the dude's nuts out of his throat, you know, you kind of like, if you need a minute break, you know, fling a leg out there. Because I've been kicked to the dick, and like if it's bad, like I've made sure. But there's been times where I got kicked in the dick and the ref was like, I'm like, no, I'm about to beat this motherfucker's ass.
I feel like everybody's had that UFC 300 Pereira moment.
Like, hold on, I'm gonna beat this ass real quick.
Oh, man. Alright, so I'm not trying to drag this on for too long, but I do gotta ask, training at Team Quest, I noticed one of the biggest issues that, or at least I think it's an issue, right?
All those fucking guard pullers? Yeah.
No, no. Considering that I've done one, no, successfully. One of the things that I see as an issue is that there's not, like, other than you and Francisco, I'm the only heavyweight here, and that sucks.
I mean, you got Hector.
When was the last time? You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, the last time that he was useful, that's up to debate.
I love you back there.
You pay me to like you.
Hey, money's money. But okay.
50's a 50.
Yeah. So, when I first started, even before I came in, a huge, like, big intimidation. One, because, well, I know the workouts aren't anything to slack off on. Like, they're hard, but again, it's what you put in it is what you take out of it. So if you want results, you'll work out hard, which I did. And just coming into a gym full of what I thought were gonna be fighters, that was intimidating as well. So my question is, do you have anything for the heavyweight guys out there that hopefully will see this, that are afraid to step into maybe not just this gym, but any gym wherever they live? What's something you can tell them to kind of convince them or encourage them to go in?
Okay, so there's a few things to that. First, one of the biggest things that a lot of gyms, the big reason why a lot of gyms have a hard time finding heavyweights is because bigger people, have better options. Think of it this way. NFL. Most linebackers are like 6'4", or linemen are like 6'4", like 300 pounds. Okay?
Plus.
Your wide receivers are walking around $180. Like, that's the small end. Your linebackers are like 265. Fucking, some of your quarterbacks are bigger than me. Like, they're in the NFL. They're fucking, anyone over 6 foot, NBA bound, or like, at least got brought up once. You wanna play baseball because you're tall? A bit bitter, yes. But yeah, like, there's a lot of hockey. You got all these other sports where you can get big dudes in and pays better. Like, I don't mind UFC pay, but compared to other sports, it is better. But this is one thing I want people to look at, like with the UFC. The UFC is like a football team. It's like your LA Chargers. It is like your Vegas Raiders. It's not like the NFL. Like, Dana runs the shit like the NFL, but the size of it is the equivalent to one of the sizes of the football teams.
Yeah.
So yes, not everyone's going to have the same fucking thing. And I don't get me wrong, like, I'm aware that, you know, you can up the profits and stuff like that for us fighters. You can add a little bit more. Yeah, I'm not fully fucking taking it out of the argument, but I also understand both sides of it too. Like, I understand that if it was like his group going against the PFL and all, like even LFA, the regional scenes and stuff like that, where you're now getting different teams at that level, now we have a whole other argument to have.
Well, okay, so I guess I mean that in like, because you're not over here pushing everybody to fight.
Yeah.
Like, you encourage it, you let them know, hey, you know, I'm open if you want to try it out.
Yeah.
Right? And I've competed a couple times, but you make it very clear that just because you come into this gym or just because you go into any gym, you don't have to fight. You're not here because you need to fight. This is a good, nice place to come work out, blow some steam off. And as I was saying, it seems like it's very hard to find a heavyweight to come in, a big boy to come in.
And yeah, like, I know I went off a complete tangent there.
I was like, where are you going?
But big dudes tend to have like those better options when it comes to financial choices instead of just fighting. So there you lose some. And then the other side is, yeah, you brought in a big dude, and that's another thing is sometimes you'll find big dudes congregate with just other big dudes. Like, I'll go occasionally Dan Henderson's athletic center every now and then. And I only go when my boy Dominic hits me up, Sam Alvey hits me up. And when one of those two hit me up, 3 or 4 other heavyweights are hitting up. Now, I'm getting more work because we all congregated at once. Like, when I'm even at Kings, if like 1 or 2 of us are missing, we do let the other heavyweights like, hey, I'm not going to be in this week, please forgive me. They tend to go elsewhere to find that work if they have the means possible. So that is one of it. And also, it's just, yeah, like, you get a lot of dudes that are not, like, you'll get the non-athletic dudes, or like dudes that are not trained, like, they also, in a sense, got bullied and picked on.
Alright, so obviously there wasn't an ending to that video. I'm not too sure what happened. The camera seemed to cut out. I don't know why. I don't film too often, let alone being in front of the camera too often. So maybe there's some settings that I need to learn. But anyways, The last question that I could remember being asked on that interview with Jared is if he had any advice for the heavier people, the heavyweights, the big guys, the big boys. If he had any advice for them to come and join Team Quest, well, specifically in Team Quest, because I know there are gyms with bigger guys out there, but Team Quest specifically, if he has any advice for them to come and join. I know when I was looking for a gym, an MMA gym specifically, I knew what I was getting into, but when I started looking for them, it was intimidating. I didn't know what to expect really. All I knew was an MMA gym. So in my head, worst case scenario, because I overthink, that there was gonna be a lot of fighters. It was gonna be a big, scary room full of fighters and everybody was gonna be too tough and all this other stuff. I don't know why I thought that, but that's what I thought. And but when I first came in and took that step to come and try it out, I don't remember if I did the free trial or if I just jumped right in. But I mean, even from the first day, it was scary walking in. But as soon as everybody started talking to me, they were very welcoming. I can't stress that out enough. They were super welcoming. Jared was super nice. I enjoyed being there the minute class started, because I think the first day I came in, I didn't just sit and watch. I got in there, I tried it out. I already bought gloves. Like, I was fully committed basically. And like I knew it was scary. And I feel, I mean, maybe it is just me, but I feel like some people kind of have that feeling too, and it prevents them from trying it out. So I asked him if he had any questions about it. Now, being that the video was taken quite some time ago, I don't remember his response, but I guess my advice would be just try it. You know, Team Quest, again, specifically Team Quest and Hemet, they have a free trial. I'm not too sure how long it is, but it's for sure more than a day, and it's definitely free. So my advice would be to come try it out. You know, at the gym currently, there's a lot more skinnier, fit people. I don't know what the correct term to call them, but that's mostly the demographic there. You'll get a couple of the big guys coming in, but they don't last too long. And there's nothing wrong with that, whether their schedule is booked or it's not for them. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, no one thinks any less of you if that's the case. But it's always nice seeing them come in, specifically for me, because, well, I'm saying it's nice for me to see them come in because I'm a bigger guy. And it's cool to train with those bigger guys. It's cool to see them, you know, build themselves up and get better if they're a beginner, or even if they're better or more experienced, I guess you would say, than me. You know, I could feed off them and we could just grow together. It's just cool, you know? But if you are a beginner, don't be afraid. This place is, I've made family there. I've made great friends. I'm really cool with a lot of people there. And, you know, why not? It's not that big of a deal. You're coming to do better for yourself. In my opinion, I don't see any cons of joining a gym, whether it be an MMA gym or otherwise, but I could mostly speak specifically for an MMA gym because I'm not a big fan of your typical gym nowadays with the weights and the ring lights and the cameras, and it's not my favorite anymore. But I don't see any cons joining an MMA gym. To me, I've been doing it for 4 years or maybe a little less, but it's been nothing but good for me anyways. Even I don't know, it's just been nothing but pros in my mind. So I think, you know, you bigger people should try it out. You bigger men and women should try it out, whether if you're trying to lose weight or just learn self-defense or whatever it may be, or just try to get out and find a new group to hang out with and, you know, make friends with. I've done it all. I've made friends with these people. I lost weight. I've learned self-defense all in one place. and I have no regrets about it. I like it. The people are great. So I definitely advise a lot of people to try. I've gotten, I think, I have the worst memory, but from what I can remember right now off the top of my head is I had a friend of mine try it out, and he liked it. I'm not too sure what happened. I mean, I guess he wasn't as motivated as some. I don't really like to speak for him. I know he has a busy schedule, that's for sure. But unfortunately, he doesn't come too often anymore. But it is what it is, you know. No, not looking down on him for it. And but it's cool seeing the bigger guys come in, whether they leave or stay. It's cool. So for sure, give it a try. At least for the free trial. At least you've done it. But yeah, that's basically what I was trying to get out at that last question, is advice about that. Sorry, my buddy's dog's about to go crazy with his shoe. But I believe this is my second interview. You know, it's pretty fun. It was fun. It was different. I'm not too familiar with recording, let alone doing interviews, so that was my first. I'm not too familiar either with being in front of the camera, so this is also very new. I'm trying to get used to it. I've done it a couple of times on my Instagram stories and all that, but no, yeah, I'm gonna try to get used to it because I do want to keep doing this. I want to build a YouTube channel as well, you know, try to get out there a little bit more. But I'm leaning towards a vlogging genre, I guess you'll say. Like when I shoot for Epic Fighting in San Diego or Dan Henderson's Fight Night in Temecula, I like to smack my GoPro on top of my camera and kind of vlog what I shoot for those fights. I think it's pretty fun. I don't see too many people do it, so you know, maybe what I do and what I have knowledge of can help others that want to give it a try as well. Or those that have been doing it longer than I have, maybe they could leave comments and help me grow and learn what I need to grow and learn with. But we'll see where this takes me. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully I can get better at this, but yeah, thank you.